So the next part is finish this off here. So because they are separated and we want to join them, what do? We take the left cord, we go across there, and let's say this is our leading cord. This is what we were doing here, so it's still leading cord, and now we're using this one from underneath and wrapping around. So wrapping around there through the loop. Here we go, one, and to hold it we're doing it twice, what we did over there. So going across again through the loop and nice and tight just there, and we've got the finish point. Can you see? Right, next part is the bit that we are doing just there. So it's like a diamond, I call it. So because we're carrying on from this side, so we're going to carry on to make nice and a nice line to like a continuous. So we're taking this one, is still our leading cord, this one is the leading cord, and we're wrapping around this side around there. So try to keep your hand like a little bit in the same place, in the same position, because if you do that, then you're going to wrap around and you end up there, because we're trying to make the same sides. We're not trying to do this or this or this. We're trying to make something like that, okay? So this is our leading cord, and we're taking this one from underneath, going across, and we doing the double half hitch knots. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2. Can you see what I'm doing? It's still the same thing what we were doing there. Going from underneath, holding it there. You can throw it if you wish, if that's easier for you. It's just, for me, it's really hard to throw it now because I've got I'm using my 2 fingers, and it's much easier for me, and you will probably have your own techniques if you practice a little bit. So here we go. There we go. And 2 more to go, 2 more strings. And again. Here we go. And now we taking this side, so we've got to make sure which one we're taking. It's not this one, it's this one. I can see it, but you can always count it. So not including this one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we have to wrap 5 around there. Okay, so this one is our leading cord. We're going to the left with it, so we're holding in our left hand. Remember that from part 2, first part, well, this part video, I did tell you to hold it in the correct hand, because if you swap hands you might confuse yourself. Okay, so this one is our leading cord again, and we're taking the cord from underneath and wrapping it round. So we've got to try and do the same side on this side, so that is not going to end up this line somewhere lower or higher. So try to hold your hand similar way, so let's say somewhere there, and then wrapping it round. Here we go. I'll do it a little bit quicker now. So remember to do it twice with your cords. If you can't remember if you did once or twice, it's quite easy. If it's loose, means you've done it once. If it's tight like this, then you know you've done it twice. Okay. Here we go. So that's our size. Okay. So now we're doing the middle. You can, Camila already sent me some photos of her finished project. So she incorporates bead there and beads in each diamond. So again, you can create a square knot using 4 cords. We're creating square knot and we can add bead to it. So remember, you can use a hairpin to pull it through, or just pull it through the bead. Here we go. So you can see the bead there, and then again underneath. There you are. And then we're gonna finish it off with double half hitch knots going down. But I'm not gonna use the bead. I will do it as it is on the photo. So I will undo this. Oh, you can see that you can try it, and if you don't like it, you can always undo it. So to create a middle bit like this there, I don't know if you can see that, it's basically a square knot, but using more cords, not only 4 but more. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave them because they are our leading cords, so they are staying where they are. We're just using the ones in the middle. We can take all of them, or we can leave 3 and make a little square knot there, but I would like to show you how you can create a big square knot inside of the diamond. So taking these ones, there will be our working cords, and these are non-working cords, and going across from left to the right, and we're creating a square knot. But instead of having 2 in the middle, we're having 2, 4, 6, 8. And the first left to the right half of square knot, we've got to make sure that the lines are in the same line with our ends of double half hitch knots. Then we're going from the right to the left, going across there, behind and through. There you are. And we've got our square knot. Can always straighten the cords to make it nice and neat. So I'm going to start from left side. You can start from the right side if you want to, but I always start from left and then I do the right. So left, so we're going there, right? So you can, if it's easier for you, you can make the middle yourself. So 2, 4, 5 and 5. So 5 cords, this can go on the side, or if you're happy to carry on, that's fine. But I don't like putting there because it's pulling my work, so I like to leave it and then count it how many cords I've used already. So our leading cord, and then from underneath we're taking the cord and creating double half hitch knots. So again, try to make sure you are going the right in the right angle. If it might not happen for you the first time, so you will have to undo it and try again. So 2, 4 and 1 more and 5. So 2, 4 and 5, and that's our side done. Then we're taking this one in our left hand, so our leading cord from the right side, and going from underneath again. So we've got both sides. You can always play a little bit with your work just to make sure everything is in the right place. You can pull this up slightly if you want to. Here we go. It looks neater. So again, I'm using this one as my leading cord and finishing off with the one on the right side. Remember, the leading cord is always the pulley one, and the one that's wrapping around is looser, just to create the knot. Because if you pull it both like this, remember, you might lose the knot and you would think that you're doing something wrong, but the only wrong thing you're doing, you're just pulling them wrong in the wrong tension, so both at the same tension will create strange knot. So what we're gonna do now, we've got our first diamond. So now we're decreasing the diamond to make it smaller. So we're losing 2 cords from each side, and we're doing the same thing what we did there, but with less cords. So leading cord, so we've got 1, 2, only 3 cords to go through, so pretty quick and simple. I know some of you might think, oh, it's not simple, but if you practice, you will find your way through it, and you will see that it's coming out nicely. Some people can make the double half hitch knot. I would say hello to Claire, who's been to 3 of my workshops, and she couldn't do the simplest things like square knots, like completing them, but the most difficult things she would be just like through it. So it's different minds are different, and you might have different way of doing things. So don't worry, Claire is probably watching as well because she got the kit as well. So hello, Claire. Right, and again we're creating square knot inside, so going across. So leaving the leading cords and using the next one along, then right to the left. So you can see that this one's a little bit longer than this one there, so I will just pull it from the back. Here we go. And then it's nicer. It will come together anyway, because when you close this, you will not be able to see it. So leading cord, and we're going in the middle with this one. So you can see we're doing only actually 2 knots on this design. Is the square knot and is the double half hitch. So if you're not getting the double half hitch, but you really want to finish the project, but you are happy with your square knots, just do the square knots there, and then just carry on with square knots. Just make your own designs. So on my workshops, ladies usually do, every project is different. I don't like to tell them what to do. I only guide them through basics, and then if somebody doesn't know what to do, then I just basically give them a little bit of advice, maybe try this and this, and then they complete their projects themselves. Have a look on my page on wrapping wood for some of the photos from last year's workshops. They all different. There is never 2 the same projects.